Alright guys, so we attempted to use our new carburetor, this one here. We attempted to use the carburetor bowl and the main jet on the existing carburetor that's on here, but ran into a problem where this carburetor actually has something plugged inside of it because it surges a lot and it just doesn't run nice. So what we're going to try to do is just install this entire carburetor onto this machine, because I want to get rid of this machine as soon as I can. I've got other ones to deal with. So we're going to put this whole carburetor on there, and then we're going to take the carburetor that's on that machine and attempt to soak it in the ultrasonic carb cleaner that you saw the video about before. So I'm going to show you real quick how to get this carburetor off. There's no big secret to doing it. Just need a few tools like 8mm socket, 10mm socket, and a couple other things. We'll take it off. We'll install the new carb, and hopefully she's gonna run. Hopefully she's gonna run good for us. And we'll make up another video or two working on those other two generators you saw in the first video with the leftover carb parts from this one. So on these Hondas, you've got, I think it's 6 8mm bolts, 8mm nuts holding the airbox cover on. And then underneath the airbox cover, you've got, I think it's 1, 2, and 3 back here, 10mm bolts. Honda sure likes their 8 and their 10mm bolts. Alright, so there's our airbox back plate, which has a rubber pipe running through it. It actually has a little clip there that holds the fuel line onto the unit. So we gotta pop the fuel line off. Like that. So there's our carburetor, and then we've also got this whole assembly on top is your choke assembly. So what you want to do is very carefully pull the choke assembly off, just to get it out of the way. You don't need to physically remove it, but you get it out of the way. Now we've got carburetor fuel line over on this side. Just pops off like that. Very simple. And then you want to pull this carburetor back gently. Try not to tear the gaskets. And you've got a throttle link and an anti-flutter spring. So you pop the link off, pop the spring off, and bam, there's your carburetor. So that's off. Got our new carburetor right here. Like I said, we're going to reuse the solenoid, the original solenoid that's on the bottom of this machine, but we're going to use the new jet bowl nut that came with this carburetor assembly. Amazon.ca. So we just reconnect this in the exact opposite way that we disconnected it. Hook up your throttle link like that, and you've got your anti-butterfly or anti-flutter spring. This prevents the throttle from fluttering if the linkages wear. Not absolutely necessary, but it's put on there at the factory, so I would suggest that you reuse it. Put that baby on there like that. Connect your fuel line. Connect your fuel line like that, and now we're back to hooking up the choke assembly. It's got a pretty basic choke rod right there that sits down inside. There it is. Sorry about blocking the view. I just dropped that pin into the choke lever. this guy. This guy sits just back there like that. Boom shakalaka. And we just slip the two carburetor studs through the choke assembly, basically like that. And we turn the fuel on, make sure the fuel stays off so you've got a little bit of fuel flow. I just noticed that my choke assembly popped out, choke pin popped out. So put her back in, right there. So, all right guys, so we got our choke hooked up, working. This actually has a vacuum actuated choke relief that once the machine gets started, the vacuum should actually pull the choke off. I'm not 100% sure if that works, but it has the feature. We'll find out when we start it. Okay, so I'm just going to get the solenoid screws, which are right there, and the actual solenoid has a little O-ring on the bottom of it there. So we're gonna throw solenoid screw up into the bottom like that. Fuel shut off solenoid. Basically what it does is when you turn the generator to the off position, there's a pin inside the solenoid that fires up into the main jet hole, plugging the hole, preventing fuel from running through the carburetor and into the machine as the machine shuts down. What happens is if you don't plug the hole on some of these larger engines, the machine will suck in a whole bunch of unburnt air fuel mixture, because when you turn the power switch off on the machine, it also cuts the ignition. But the fuel is still flowing. So basically the solenoid stops the fuel from flowing to match the stop of the ignition, and that prevents it from flooding and potentially backfiring, causing problems with the machine. I've seen a lot of machines where the solenoids have gone faulty and people have decided to save some money and disassemble the solenoid and get rid of it, but what ends up happening is you end up flooding your machine when you shut it off. And I've actually seen engines blow up and crack, particularly the Kohler brand engines, if you try and block the fuel shut off solenoid. So I would not recommend that you try to bypass the fuel shut off solenoid on these machines. You can take them apart and clean them, service them. Usually they come back to life, even if they've been sitting full of really bad fuel for a long time. So anyway, we are hooked up, got our carburetor. I'm just going to turn the fuel on, make sure we don't have any leaks while we still have the airbox cover off and we can get at it. Doesn't look too bad. So we're going to take our airbox and connect it back up. Like that. Sorry guys. Now we've got our PCV fuel pipe, air fuel pipe. Basically this sucks the unburnt emissions gas out of the engine and runs it back through the carburetor to burn it off. So there we go. Now find our 1, 2, 3 10mm bolts. It's nuts, sorry. 1, 2, and number 3 was over on the back side. That second one was a little bit of a nightmare to get at, so I'm going to tighten it with a ratchet. Might as well do the rest with the ratchet too. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now we've got our plastic air filter holder. This is the one that had the 8mm bolts, 8mm nuts holding it on. There's 6 of them, I believe. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to throw in the air filter, and then we're going to throw the airbox cover back on. Alright, we have no extra parts. This is our new fuel shutoff solenoid that came with the new carburetor. You know, fuel's turned on, nothing is leaked. That's a good sign. So I'm going to fire this thing up, and we're going to see if we got her fixed. So on, choke. Sounded good. Turn the choke off. Back on. Oh, it runs just beautiful. Alright, well, we're going to put this one up on the block next, guys, and I'm going to start another project. Thanks for watching.